we are going to do a challenge with 10 verbs. Kalimera παιδιά, τι γίνεται? Welcome to my Greek diary, where you and me learn Greek together, with easy explanations that I need so I don't understand otherwise, with very important and interesting techniques, and a lot of examples from the everyday life, so we make our Greek process learning easier. And today we are going to do a challenge with 10 verbs in the present tense that we are going to transform with a magic trick, into the simple subjunctive. So please stay here because we are going to learn a lot. So are you ready? Είστε έτοιμοι? Πάμε! In order to accomplish this challenge with success, I am going to need to understand this very well and how to use it. That is why we are going to also combine all our challenge, all this learning, with two very important verbs. Verb θέλω, I want, and the verb μπορώ, I can. And we are going to understand how to use the simple subjunctive of the present tense with these two verbs. And along with all of that, we will do phrases, techniques, and at the end of the video, we are going to do an exercise. So please, again, don't go away. Πάμε! The verb θέλω is an alpha type, so it goes like you can see in here. Θέλω, θέλεις, θέλει, θέλουμε, θέλετε, θέλουν. The verb μπορώ is slightly different. It's called β2, and it goes like that. Μπορώ, μπορείς, μπορεί. Μπορούμε, μπορείτε, μπορούν. Μπορούνε as well is possible. So these two verbs are quite common because we tend to combine them with other verbs. Like you could say, I always want to speak in English. I always want to speak in English. So you would say, πάντα θέλω να μιλάω
στα αγγλικά. Πάντα θέλω να μιλάω στα αγγλικά.
So here we use na and the present tense. But it's not always that way. Most of the times, after the verb θέλω να, μπορώ να, we are going to need to use the simple subjunctive. Because when we want to convey the message of I want to do something, it's something like I want to do it now. So we are going to learn simple subjunctive in order to tackle this new, let's say, dimension of the Greek grammar, okay?
Let's start our first challenge with the verb μιλάω. As you can see, in the present tense, μιλάω keeps all the time the main root, mil. And we need to change the endings according to the subject. We are going to keep the same root, mil, to have the simple subjunctive, and we will change the endings. So we will have μιλήσω, μιλήσεις, μιλήσει, μιλήσουμε, μιλήσετε, μιλήσουν, or μιλήσουνε. Isn't it great? Let's see these two examples. In the first one, γενικά δεν μπορώ να μιλάω καλά αγγλικά. I use present tense because generally I can't speak English. While in the second one, δεν μπορώ να μιλήσω αγγλικά τώρα. I can't speak in a particular moment, in a short and specific period. Maybe because I'm tired or I have a headache and I cannot do. In English, with the examples above, unless you use words like generally or right now, you can't appreciate the difference between not being able to speak English in general or at this particular moment. In comparison, in Greek, you do appreciate the difference without using words like generally or right now, because in the first case, the verb after μπορώ να is in present tense, μιλάω, and in the second case, it isn't subjunctive, μιλήσω. Let's go to our second verb of the challenge with ρωτάω, which means to ask as a question. Also has vita ena type, and in order to create the simple subjunctive, we must keep the main root, ρωτ. And guess what? Yes, we are the same endings, so we've got ρωτήσω, ρωτήσεις, ρωτήσει, ρωτήσουμε, ρωτήσετε, ρωτήσουν, or ρωτήσουνε. Let's see the two examples for us to understand the dynamics. Ποτέ δεν θέλω να ρωτάω όταν είμαι στο μάθημα. Or the second one, θέλεις να με ρωτήσεις κάτι? Let's carry on with the third one to answer απαντάω. Απαντάω will keep the root απαντάω for the subjunctive, and we will need to add the exactly same endings as the previous one. So, come on, repeat with me. Απαντήσω, απαντήσεις, απαντήσει. Απαντήσουμε, απαντήσετε, απαντήσουν. Or απαντήσουνε. Let's see the examples. First one. Πάντα θέλω να απαντάω τις δύσκολες ερωτήσεις. 2. Γιατί δεν θέλεις να απαντήσεις? Let's go for the fourth one to wake up. Ξυπνάω. Again, we are going to keep the main root, ξυπ, and the magic trick, ξυπνήσω, ξυπνήσεις, ξυπνήσει, ξυπνήσουμε, ξυπνήσετε, ξυπνήσουν, or ξυπνήσουνε. Let's see now our examples. First one. Όποτε μπορώ, ξυπνάω αργά. 2. Σήμερα δεν μπορώ να ξυπνήσω αργά. The fifth one, guys, the verb to walk. Περπατάω. We are going to keep περπατ, and let's add our magic trick. Περπατήσω. Yes, guys, repeat with me. Περπατήσω, περπατήσεις, περπατήσει. Περπατήσουμε, περπατήσετε, περπατήσουν, περπατήσουνε. Let's see our examples. The first one. Ποτέ δεν θέλω να περπατάω μόνη το βράδυ. 2. Αυτό το βράδυ θέλω να περπατήσω. Let's move to the sixth one. To start. Ξεκινάω. We are going to use our magic trick. Ξεκινήσω. Ξεκινήσεις, ξεκινήσει. Ξεκινήσουμε, ξεκινήσετε, ξεκινήσουν, ξεκινήσουνε. As an examples, we've got first one. Κάθε Παρασκευή μπορώ να ξεκινάω την δουλειά στις 7 το πρωί. 2. Τι ώρα θέλεις να ξεκινήσεις την δουλειά αύριο? Now let's move into the verb to use, which is another type. Β2. Χρησιμοποιώ. This is a very long one, but the good thing about this verb is that when we want to transform into simple subjunctive, it's going to have the exactly same endings as, yes, as the previous ones. So let's repeat all together. Χρησιμοποιήσω, χρησιμοποιήσεις, χρησιμοποιήσει. Χρησιμοποιήσουμε, χρησιμοποιήσετε, χρησιμοποιήσουν, χρησιμοποιήσουνε. Let's go for the examples. Δεν θέλω να χρησιμοποιώ τα κοινωνικά δίκτυα. 2. Θέλεις να χρησιμοποιήσεις αυτό το παιχνίδι? The 8th one. Τηλεφωνώ. Another Β2. And we will need to follow exactly the same logic. Τηλεφωνήσω. Τηλεφωνήσεις. Τηλεφωνήσει. Τηλεφωνήσουμε. Τηλεφωνήσετε. Τηλεφωνήσουν. Τηλεφωνήσουνε. Let's see our examples. 1. Ποτέ δεν θέλω να τηλεφωνώ τον κουνιάδο. 2. Μπορείς να τηλεφωνήσεις τον γιατρό? Okay guys, we are getting there. Let's go to drive. Οδηγώ. With this verb, we are going to have exactly the same structure. Οδηγήσω. Οδηγήσεις. Οδηγήσει. Οδηγήσουμε. Οδηγήσετε. Οδηγήσουν. Οδηγήσουνε. As an examples, we've got 1. Δεν μπορώ να οδηγώ επειδή δεν έχω δίπλωμα αυτοκινήτου. 2. Πατέρα, μπορώ να οδηγήσω το αυτοκίνητό σου? Finally, the last one of our challenge. And of course, to be late. Αργό. Here, we are going to follow exactly the same strategy. And it will become αργήσω. Αργήσεις, αργήσει. Αργήσουμε, αργήσετε, αργήσουν, αργήσουνε. Let's see the examples. 1. Δεν θέλω να αργώ συνέχεια. 2. Σήμερα δεν μπορείς να αργήσεις. Now it's time to work. Let's do an exercise all together. But please, try to stop the video and do by yourself. Afterwards, check with me. 1. Do you want us to speak later? Θέλεις να μιλήσουμε μετά? 2. Why can't you answer to me right now? Γιατί δεν μπορείς να μου απαντήσεις τώρα? 3. The kid wants to ask his teacher a question. Το αγόρι θέλει να ρωτήσει μία ερώτηση τον δάσκαλό του. 4. My wife and I want to wake up early tomorrow. Η γυναίκα μου και εγώ θέλουμε να ξυπνήσουμε νωρίς αύριο. 5. Do you want to walk after the lunch? Θέλετε να περπατήσετε μετά το μεσημεριανό? 6. My daughters can't start this English course. Οι κόρες μου δεν μπορούν να ξεκινήσουν αυτό το μάθημα αγγλικών. 7. Can I use your phone for a bit? Μπορώ να χρησιμοποιήσω το τηλέφωνο σου για λίγο? 8. I want to call her aunt. Θέλω να τηλεφωνήσω την θεία της. 9. Ζάχος can't drive because he's drinking a lot of beer. Ο Ζάχος δεν μπορεί να οδηγήσει επειδή πίνει πολλές μπύρες. 10. We have a very important appointment, so we can't be late. Έχουμε σημαντικό ραντεβού και άρα δεν μπορούμε να αργήσουμε. Let's visualize the 10 verbs that we have done today. It feels a bit overwhelming, but don't worry, because if you remember these tips and the present tense as well, it will come more naturally. Nonetheless, I recommend you to practice the whole week this challenge so you become more comfortable. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click the like button so more people could get benefit from this. See you soon. Τα λέμε μετά.